Somewhere between 36,000 and 50,000 years ago, a being named Thoth walked among early humanity. Not metaphorically, literally. He came from a civilization so advanced it had already mastered the movement of consciousness between physical bodies, what the texts call the halls of Amenti, a space between worlds where souls are held in suspended perfection until the earth is ready for them again. The Emerald Tablets of Thoth are not mythology. They are a technical manual, written in a vibrational language that encodes meaning at multiple levels simultaneously. They describe the structure of the universe, the mechanics of consciousness, and a set of operating principles that govern all of creation. The most famous principle is the one you already know, as above, so below. But you likely know it as a spiritual slogan. What it actually describes is a recursive fractal law. Every scale of existence mirrors every other scale. The atom mirrors the solar system. The solar system mirrors the galaxy. Your neural network mirrors the cosmic web. The ancient Hermetic tradition, named after Hermes Trismegistus, the Greek translation of Thoth, was built entirely on 7 such laws. The law of mentalism, the law of correspondence, the law of vibration, the law of polarity, the law of rhythm, the law of cause and effect, the law of gender. 7 principles, written in emerald, and they have never been disproved. Not once. The next episode is already in my profile. Subscribe so you don't miss it. The Kybalion, published in 1908 by 3 anonymous authors known only as the 3 Initiates, was the first modern codification of Hermetic law. Scholars debated its origins for decades, but what they could not debate was its precision. The Hermetic texts describe what modern physics now calls the holographic principle, the idea that all information about a 3-dimensional space is encoded on a 2-dimensional boundary, like a cosmic projection. String theorist Juan Meldacena formalized this in 1997. Thoth described it in the tablets thousands of years earlier. The law of vibration states that nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. In 1905, Max Planck confirmed that matter at its smallest scale is not solid but vibrational. Quantum field theory now tells us that what we call matter is simply fields of probability oscillating at different frequencies. The solid chair you sit in is almost entirely empty space held together by electromagnetic vibration. The law of mentalism goes further. It states that the universe is mental, that consciousness is not produced by matter, but that matter is a projection of consciousness. Not a metaphor, a mechanism. Roger Penrose and Stuart Hameroff proposed in 1994 that consciousness arises from quantum processes inside microtubules in neurons. They called it orchestrated objective reduction. What they were describing, without knowing it, was the Hermetic principle of mentalism made measurable. The tablets were not ahead of their time. They were outside of time entirely. The next episode is already in my profile. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Here is what the Emerald Tablets are really telling you. You are not a body that has consciousness. You are consciousness that temporarily inhabits a body. The physical world, with all its weight and texture and apparent permanence, is the secondary reality. The primary reality is the mental field from which the physical is continuously projected. This changes everything about how you interpret suffering, limitation, and death. The tablets describe reincarnation not as punishment or karma in the popular sense, but as a curriculum. Consciousness enters increasingly dense forms of matter to gain experience. At some threshold of experience, it no longer needs the density. It moves to the next octave. The halls of Amenti, described with extraordinary detail in Tablet 2, are not a religious afterlife. They are a stabilization chamber, a frequency-holding space where consciousness waits between embodiments, maintaining coherence while the physical plane catches up to the next lesson. What Thoth left behind is not a religion. It is not a philosophy in the academic sense. It is an owner's manual for a conscious universe. A set of operating laws so fundamental that no amount of scientific progress can make them obsolete, because they are the substrate beneath the science. 7 laws, billions of years old, still running the system you call reality. And once you see this, you cannot unsee it. The next episode is already in my profile. Subscribe so you don't miss it.